So naenda karudi kwa best yangu amenihost. Karudi jioni akaniuliza ulipata job? Nikamwambia niliona mtu akikufa nikatoroka. It's like I was not amused. I'm not serious. How could you toroka? He didn't say it, but I could see it in his face. So the following day, a neighbor tells me, unaona Nasiko Plaza?
Yes.
Along Lancaster Road.
Machakos country.
Yes. Hiyo building connects. Kwamba wanataka watchman there. I'm like, watchman? Kazi ni gani? Kufungua tu gate hata ina mambo mengi. Hiyo iko sawa. So I went. Do you know I didn't do it for more than 4 hours? I realized this is not what I want.
Why did you quit after 4 hours?
I wore the uniform. It was a little bit oversized. Then, as I was doing patrol, nyuma ya hiyo building, there is the window panes that you see yourself very clearly in the mirror. Nikajiona in a uniform. Nikasema, hey, kama hivi ndio. If this is how I look, hey,
Hiyo kazi wacha ikae.
Kile katoa uniform.
Wadau, umechoka na internet problems? Kwanza, who the hell is buffering? Say goodbye to all your internet problems by plugging to the Sigmoid Group, professional installers wa mtandao, especially kama ni Starlink. You're looking for installation in an apartment block, single dwelling home, ushago, whichever corner of this country. You're looking for professional installers, consultation to the whole process, mpaka uswitch on mtandao uione kwa nyumba. Contact details to Sigmoid Group, ndio hizi tumekuwekea hapa kwa screen. Consider yourself plugged.
Hey wadau, if you enjoy watching brilliant Kenyans speak, then you've come to the right place, and I believe our guest for this episode qualifies that statement 100%, and I'm excited to actually have reached out na ikakuwa possible for us to set this up. Our guest here today is a familiar face in the streets of politics, and when I say brilliance, he matches up to all standards that I believe Kenyans need now and in the future. Joakim Simiyu, karibu sana kwa show yetu.
Thank you, thank you.
Nimefurahi sana kukuwa na wewe. Welcome to our platform.
I must confess that the first show you did,
Yes.
The show you did and it captured my attention.
Yes.
You were on the Wicked edition with the Miguna.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Yeah, that's when I started saying, Dr. Kingori?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
That's a long time.
So it's a pleasure that I'm here finally.
Asante.
Yes.
Nimefurahi kukuona. Nimefurahi that you are on our show. I've enjoyed your ideas. For the videos I've seen you sharing on other platforms. The latest one I've watched actually is your conversation on Manyora's show. And you said something when you were asked about your history and your relationship with politics. You gave stories about how you and your father related when you were young, the stories he used to tell you. And that right there was another hook for me. I was like, I have to ask you about your relationship with your father growing up. How was that? How did you manage to be your father's friend then, and I believe even growing up?
I think my appearance, physical appearance, I look more like my mom. But in terms of character and all that, I am more like my dad.
Okay.
So I think that's a fair distribution of all attributes. So there are some things that I think they are divine and ordained by God himself. So my relationship with my dad has not been strenuous one. I think I am among the children he has, I can say I was the most understanding one.
The most understanding one.
Like when you grow up in a family, you know all the challenges each one of you has. The weaknesses of your dad, the weakness of your elder brother and all that. And my dad had one weakness. He loved the bottle. Mtu akanyweso vizuri. So as other children were frowning that attribute, because I was born when my father was almost 50, said if he was drinking 20 years before I was born, so what can I really do? And I was afraid that if I frown upon it, and it might spiral into disrespect. And in most cases, when you hate something so much, you might end up acquiring that same thing you hate. That's why I always try to see the good side of everything.
Yes.
Let me say, for example, you were brought up by an abusive aunt. You didn't have parents. You were an orphan. So you were brought up by a relative or a guardian, but you were mistreated as a young person. Maybe food, their own children were going to school, but you had to stay back because you didn't have school fees. You were being given cold food. So you grow up with that bitterness. And you hate your aunt for it. And because God is gracious, he does things for such people who have grown up in a challenging environment. So you finish school, you come to Nairobi, as everybody does, then the star shines on you. You do well in whichever sector you are in. And then because you grew up with bitterness against your aunt, you never forgave her for treating you the way she did, understandably, because she actually mistreated you, then that bitterness, without you knowing, you become just like your aunt. Because you never tried to forgive or understand her perspective, where she was, how she treated you that. And that's why understanding and forgiving the people who have wronged you is more beneficial to you than the people you are forgiving. So you grow up and you become an aunt to someone else. Because you didn't forgive your aunt, you find yourself treating your nieces exactly the same way you were treated.
The cycle continues.
And the cycle continues. So the reason why I had a blend with my dad is I always wanted to see the good side of him. And he loved reading. The only thing I didn't take from him is his prowess in mathematics. I didn't love it. I tried, but I couldn't. But he had so many books, history, and all that. And in the evening, I'm sorry. In the evening, when he's seated under a mango tree, I would go and sit there with him. And I think his stories resonated with me. That's why we blended so much. So that's where I picked those attributes, and I developed a certain interest in how governance should be done, how the political people should behave, and that has shaped me up to who I am today.
I'm picking from the age difference of 50 years. By the time for how far you can go back in time to remember, it means this is in his 60s, when you are now, you can relate, you can listen to his stories and stuff.
Yes.
And at this time, you don't have, compared to your siblings, you may not have as much time with him compared to them. What do you think they lost in terms of extraction of value from a parent?
They lost some compass direction they needed. that information is vital. It prepares you for life.
Okay.
The challenges you are most likely to face. Because growing up in the village and as a boy, I didn't even want to wash utensils. Hii ni kazi ya madem.
Yes.
Babangu, I remember one day he told me, you will find yourself in the city alone with utensils in your house. Which girl will you wait for to come and wash for you? So it sank with me. Okay. Because he kept on telling me, days are changing. And when you put it in the mother tongue, the way he used to say it,
Yes.
it actually makes a lot of sense that days are changing and you have to change with it. You have to adapt. That your time is not like us when we were growing up.
Your expectations of women should change too.
Yes. So, and such stories, and whenever you make a mistake, how he would approach it. My dad is not someone who will beat you for making a mistake, but he will make you regret making that mistake. Just by talking to you, you feel like, what did I do? So you will try not to do it next time. But when you qualify for a beating, he will give you a good one.
He had it in stock.
Yes. So I think that those are the things the other siblings miss.
May have missed.
Yes, and I try to compensate for it because you don't get things to use for yourself. You get them to use so that other people can benefit.
100%.
Yes.
So for him to tell you about the things you can expect from the city, was he talking from experience? For you to grow up in the village, was he exclusively from the village? And alikuwa anakupigia story second hand, there are things he had from the city, or he was someone who had seen the city life, alafu he closed it, went back?
He lived in Eldoret and Naivasha.
Yes.
But personally, I was born in Kericho.
Okay.
So he was a man who had moved around. And he also spent some time in Kisumu.
Yes.
So those are he doesn't know Nairobi. He's never been here.
Yes.
But what he encountered in those towns and cities, I think that's what informed him of the things he told me. Because when Zoya Sugar was being set up in 1978, he was one of the first people to be supervisors for cane cutters.
Okay.
So at that time, that's a big job.
Yes.
Yes, supervisor.
Yes, that's
You are given
1978.
yes,
Yes.
you have a big motorbike, and he was good with the Queen's language. So those are they could go. I think he could have come to Nairobi once on a seminar for the employees of Zoya Sugar, but I remember him talking about Mombasa.
Yes.
So he's not exclusively from the village.
Yes,
He has had an experience of city life. Yes.
Okay.
And most of the things he told me inform my decisions even today. He told me that whenever you are given an opportunity, because he realized I loved debates, both from primary and high school. And whenever there was a function in school, I would be given a chance to say something, either perform in the drama or a chance to just participate. So he used to tell me that you have to take the chance very serious because you don't know who is watching. And I don't know, particularly he used to tell me that you are not a person to do Juakali jobs.
He identified that.
Yes, so he used to say, be very careful, especially with education, because unajua wewe sio kama hawa wengine. So I've never understood why he used to tell me that. But from that advice of taking opportunities seriously, however small they were, I think opportunities that have impacted my lives profoundly are very ordinary opportunities that you can take for granted.
Bas. Very nice. So that's an area we explore on this conversation, in these conversations a lot. Please break down, and I believe this goes out to help someone watching out there, so that their inner eye can open, such that something may not pass by that looks like an opportunity, and then you miss it because you didn't know how to identify. So probably this episode, we can dedicate it to your dad and share the lessons you've learned from him with our audience. So take us through some of the opportunities that you would have missed.
I think in our pursuit to succeed in life, don't try to be someone else. Like I grew up admiring how PLO used to speak. I grew up admiring, and I remember the speech Obama made when he was campaigning. His last speech, it was a town hall. I could be persuaded to alter my pronunciation, my gestures, to look like Obama. That's a first point of failure. But when you try to acquire the characteristics that are not yours. So in your pursuit of success in anything, be yourself. You have a unique way of doing well in a particular area, and I believe everyone has an area they do so well without struggle. Like in school, you find that there are areas you don't have to pay attention to it a lot. You're just good in it. And that's an area I would advise so many people to pursue that. Because
don't even think twice.
Yes. You could be so good in mathematics, but you want to be a lawyer. You are not good in oratory and all that. Leave that alone. Do your math.
But some people have managed to learn.
It will take you a lot to learn.
Go to the areas where you feel require less effort.
Less effort. It's an advantage you are given. And this other person is advantaged to study law. They are easy to grasp theoretical concepts. They are eloquent when they speak. They have a way of relating with the people, a way of spinning a narrative to suit their interest. You will struggle a lot. But you are good with the formula.
Yes.
You're good with calculations. You're good with numbers. Stick to that. That is your forte. That's your leverage area. It's like an eagle when it's hunting. An eagle knows that when it's hunting a snake, the ground is the leverage area of a snake. So you can't fight a snake on the ground. You take it up in the air. So it has no chance of fighting. So in the
That is strategy.
Yes. So with me, I realized, because when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of things at home, and there is a certain life I didn't like.
You're mtoto wa supervisor?
But the drinking, the bottle ruined the things at the end of the day. That's why I don't drink. So there are traumatizing experiences of lacking something.
You look like you have examples.
Yes. You come back from school in the evening, and there is no any sign that something will have been cooked or will be cooked. There is no that sign. So it's you to figure out how you are going to survive the night. So at some point, there's a day, I think I was in class 7.
Yes.
So I came back from school and I found that scenario. Then my mind started racing. How do I now niko njaa? Naona mamangu nikimuitisha chakula nitakuwa I stress her bure. Nikachukua baiskeli ya mzae nikaenda kwa soko. So I knew the friends to my mom on the market. One used to sell fish, the other one sukuma. Wale wa mama tu wa vijiji, but they have vibandas kwa soko. So I coined a working narrative. Nikaenda kwa mama wa samaki nikamwambia, mama amenituma kuna wageni. Mpatie mboga atakulipa.
Mboga ni samaki.
Yes. So akaniambia, ai, mama yako si akona deni yangu? Akamwambia, yeye ameniambia akona deni yako, lakini muongeze tu. I remember that madam is related to my mom on a distant way. So akanifungia, I remember alinifungia samaki za 280. That was a huge sum.
Yes.
So nimefungia, nikamwambia nifungie lakini nakujia because I need ugali na hatuna mahindi, hatuna unga.
Yes.
Nikakimbia kwa mama mwingine anaitwa Bridget. Nasemanga one day I will surprise them to say thank you because they don't know what they saved on that day. So nikaenda kaambia huyo mama Bridget, mama ameniambia umpe mahindi gorogoro 3. Ananiambia wewe, gorogoro 7 hajanilipa. 3, kamwambia mimi mwenyewe ndiye atanituma wageni wakienda juu ni kama umemletea kitu. Sema wageni. So in the village there is that empathy.
Yes.
Kanipatia mahindi gorogoro 3, kalipa mwenye kisiagi. Because maize is usually sold around a kisiagi.
Yes.
So akanipea unga. Niko na baiskeli, nikafunga unga kwa baiskeli, kapita pale nikachukua samaki. Unajua mwenye anauza samaki hako na vitunguu na nyanya, amenifungia nyumbani. Mamangu akaniuliza, umetoa wapi? I didn't tell her nimekopa. Nikasema nimetoka kwa mwalimu. There was a neighbor who was a teacher called Maniafu. He had huge land. He was the richest person in the village. So nikasema nimeenda huko because naendanga kumpalilia shamba over the weekends. Yeye ndiye amenipea pesa nikanunua hii. I didn't tell my mom nimekopa. So that day we had a sumptuous supper. But ninakula nikijiuliza mamangu kesha akienda soko. Mambo itaharibika. So I think it was on a Thursday. The following day mom didn't go to the market. So that weekend nikaenda kwa huyo mwalimu mwenye nilikuwa nimemention. Then I was given kuchimba mtaro. Remember I'm in class 7. Na hiyo mtaro ninalipwa 1,000. Length ya hiyo mtaro naweza ichimba na siku 3. It's very early in the morning, around 6. Nikasema hii siku 3 nahitaji 1,000 leo. Nikamuuliza huyo mama, if nachimba leo nimalize, naweza pewa hiyo pesa? Kaniambia hii umewezi maliza leo. Nikasema nasema tu.
Yes.
Wakati nilianza nilikuwa nimesema hii sikuji hapa tena kesho. I have to finish it today.
Na una watu wa mkono?
Ni mimi na jembe na panga. And that madam has a policy. Saa 8 hufai kupatikana kwa shamba yake. Ikifika saa 8 hata kama unaendelea, because she believes by saa 8 na ulianza asubuhi umechoka, there is nothing you are doing. So hata unapalilia vibaya, unang'oa mahindi yake. I made sure that by saa 8 hata kama sijamaliza nimebakisha mahali, akikuja kunitoa kwa shamba namwambia ni kidogo tu, namalizia. I don't know where the energy came from. I did that job in one day. And she couldn't believe it. I remember that's the money, part of the money I used to buy my very first mattress. Because nilienda kwa soko nikalipa huyo mama, nikalipa. Kuna mwingine mama hapa anauza mattress, nikamlipa lakini pesa haikutosha, nilimalizia the next weekend. So such experiences taught me to always be ready to face uncertainties of life. That even in Form 1, I delayed to join high school because of matters of school fees. So nikijoin high school, I think walikuwa wamebakisha kitu 2 weeks term iishe. I have to study volume of work they have done over that time and sit for my exams. So it's 2 weeks before the exams. But nilijua kuna subjects hazinisumbuangi. Yote kama biology. I can say I did good. Because nilishinda wengi sana wenye walikuwa wamejoin mbele yangu. So all those challenges growing up, you have to really think, where do you do best? Because nilijaribu mjengo ikanishinda kabisa.
Hata before ufike kwa mjengo, there is something hapa kwa, like in this opportunity, and I think there is upper this is the line between integrity and the people who become conmen. I'll explain. You look at a situation at home, there's no food, and then you decide to mix your interest with the interest of the whole family. People eat that day, but you decide to compensate. All right, you decide to compensate by working and covering this money. What does it teach you at this particular moment? Does it change something in you?
I knew the consequences of my mother finding out that I used her name.
Ah, yes.
She wouldn't even think about that people ate that day. The crime would be I lied.
But isn't that how corruption works? Like, so now, how can she punish you and she also ate the proceeds of the lying?
Angeniambia ungewachana tunayo. Because I knew her. So I needed to do something that before she finds out, I have already cleared the mess.
Let me give you an example in real life.
Yes.
One of our guests, alikuja hapa, Gor Semelango, and he explained to us a scenario how government employees operate at some point. They take money, okay? Like let's say pesa ya budget imekuja. At that time he gave us an example of around 6 billion, 1 shilling to 6 billion. So someone comes and wants this money to be taken to a different account. It earns interest. Can you imagine interest on 6 billion? And then they return the money, okay? So account-wise, money has not been lost, but salaries have been delayed. But can you imagine 10% of 6 billion, right? Easy money, free money for whatever period that they wanaweka hapo, sindio? So in this case, your case, people ate. By the way, you should have been voted as head of the family that day, but you found a way to make it work. Do those two scenarios link?
It's a challenging rope to walk. So you risk not being trusted next time.
Yeah.
Because if the lady who gave me fish later realizes I lied, my mom didn't send me. So next time, even if she sends me, that lady will say, no.
Yes.
Ambia mama kuje mwenyewe.
Yes.
You see, that injures your credibility.
Yes.
And the same will have happened to the one selling maize.
Yes.
So I tried at my level best that I am risking one, my mother's reputation,
Yes.
my own trustworth, but things have to work. So I gave myself a grace period according to how I promised,
Yes.
that within that time, I must have done something. So my plan was during the weekend, ningeenda huko wanipe kazi ya pesa kidogo, ningeomba pesa mingi. Sema niongezee, hiyo kazi ingine nitakuja kufanya bure next weekend. Because I had done that before. And where I used to go and work, kwa huyo mwalimu, they also trusted me because nikisema nipatie 200 leo, sitafanya kazi lakini nitakuja next weekend, I will still come and work. So ye mwenyewe ana feel guilty, nimefanya naenda mikono tupu, ananiambia kuja, enda na hii 50.
Yes.
Those days 50 was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So unatoka na 50 ukiwa umefurahia.
Okay.
So
okay.
That also tells me in these challenges that we are in today, your interest of survival should not jeopardize other people's well-being.
Understood. Deep point. There's something else hapa. Whatever you think you are going to do to eat, your mother has already done. Unaenda kuchukua samaki, already alishachukua samaki. So hii ya leo kulala njaa, it's like ameshafika kwa kona.
Yes.
Hawezi enda.
Na hawezi niambia.
Hawezi kuambia. Have you ever thought through the battles she has fought on her side?
Because that's why I say that the most traumatizing voice to a parent is the cry of the child for food when they can't provide it. Mtoto wako analia tu anataka maziwa. But you as a parent cannot provide that. I think that is what can kill a parent or can make your parent die before their time. Because it's a constant toll that actually gets into their head. At some point you feel worthless. That your children at school, there's a program of children going to a certain trip. The trip costs 600. And it's only your child in that stream that didn't go to that trip.
Okay.
So you can tell the child that that trip is not important. We saw, but inside you, you know, your child did not go because you didn't have money. And also it might affect the child also, where you feel like it's just me who didn't go. And so the reason why I said I try to look at the positive side of everything is I was also a victim of such things. There is a program the school is running, but you can't participate. But you still believe that it is still okay. Even without this one, I can still manage. I'm still good. So unajipatia consolation when the examination comes and you beat the one who are participating in the program and you didn't. So you are like, hata kama sikuenda. Nimewalima. Yeah, so that's why I say it's a balance. Sometimes you could have integrity and you get into a position that you really have to survive by risking the integrity you have. And you really need to be calculative in that. So on that day, the decision I made to feed the family, and I later on sleep and forget about it, it becomes a very big scandal. So yourself, what you're looking for, in that action of looking for what you want, how do you affect others? That empathy should always be there. And that is the biggest responsibility even in leadership. You want to be president or anything, and you have laid out the strategy of how you become what you want. Most people don't think about how does this strategy now affect people who do not even know what you're looking for.
Okay. So does it this ties different styles, okay? If you had gone to the lady who gave you the work ya kuchimba mtaro, you may never have known the pressure your mom goes through, because you would have chipped in and you would not have faced that embarrassing situation.
Yes.
You would have worked backwards.
Yes.
Right? When you go to school, you faced hardships, but you've turned out fine. If you have a child today, would you protect them from those hardships, Or would you let them go through those hardships because that's what makes a man a man? Like, okay, that's what, it's probably a recipe for success. Is it?
Sometimes, mi husema,
Yes.
they have to deal with some things and actually go through them. Because this life hates soft people.
This life hates soft people.
You have to have some wherewithal within you to deal with some issues. So mostly parents who have grown up through problems like me, we provide a very soft environment for our children,
Yes.
saying that I don't want them to go through what I went through. But sometimes today, I could have a son, ametumwa school fees, na niko nayo hapa na nimwambia haiko, utaenda kesho. Ajue there are times things don't work, especially when he knows that babangu anakuanga na pesa. But anatoka shule anakwambia, daddy, tumetumwa school fees, na unamwambia leo haiko, but I am going to do a few things, weenda uchange uniform, utarudi shule kesho. It builds some kind of resilience. Because akirudi shule, there are things miss. They will have to work extra to cover up. It builds them. Some of us are raising our children that in our absence, they can't survive. And in your absence, even the people who will be taking care of those children will have a problem. You don't even want them to wash. There's a house girl, because you now have the money to pay, because you saw how difficult it is to wash during those days. Basically, everything is done for them. When something happens and you are no longer there, and someone else has to bring up your kid, they have a lot of problems. Kuna mtoto ukimwambia osha vyombo anaona ameteswa, babangu angekuwa hapa singekuwa hii maneno. So there is that element ya kuambia wa appreciate that they have some privileges, but there are those who can't afford what we have. And so even when they do not face the problem of lacking what they need, they feel the empathy for those who...
They are conscious.
Yes.
Okay. So this thread starts from the lessons from your father, that opportunities, or you, in fact, the statement was you've had opportunities from very ordinary situations.
Yes.
Please paint us a picture of what that looks like.
First of all, when I went to high school, we didn't have money. My dad had to sell a tree. So when I went to school, I was thinking, now tumepata pesa ya admission. Sasa hii shule second term, hiyo next term, it's just 2 weeks tufunge. Hiyo term ingine pesa itatoka wapi? It was that bleak that you can't tell. And if I was an easy person to drop out of school, I wouldn't be on this platform. Because nigga drop out, I'll just be somewhere in Kisuluni village doing the ordinary things. But then again, I must thank God that I have an attribute of being likable. People don't, I don't struggle to establish relationships. So during these 2 weeks in school, the accounts clerk noticed me because my uniform was not really uniform. The trouser looked like gray, but it was not really gray.
You're supposed to have a gray trouser,
yes,
but it's not really.
It's not real. Like tukisimama parade, you can tell my trouser is not uniform.
Wewe umeenda shule yako.
Yes.
You have your own uniform.
So siku moja accounts clerk akaniita. Sema habari yako mzuri. Naitwa nani? Joakim. Nikamwelezea, anajua baba yangu. Baba yako namjua. So from that relationship, that's how I managed to study.
Different color of trousers.
Yes, because even when I didn't have school fees, unajua ulikuwa kama hujalipa school fees, haupewi hata lunch. The accounts clerk was the one signing meal cards. He could give me a meal card even when I don't have school fees. And there's this professor who came to school. Alikuwa anaitwa Professor Henry Mbeyua. He was the one who had written the book called Science in Action. So when he was just about to speak, the principal said, no. Let's give one student to say at least one thing. So, who will speak? Mimi mkono yangu haikuangi anakaa chini. Sure. So I was given a chance to speak. It was a word of encouragement to students and all that. Yeah. I know I didn't qualify to be the one encouraging people. But I just decided to do it again.
Yes.
And from how I spoke, the professor developed a lot of interest. And even his time of speaking, he kept on referring to what I had said. So after he was done, I was called in the high table wakati wageni wanakula. So I was given a chance to eat on the table of the professor, the principal, and I was the Bungoma Director of Education. So I was the only person there who didn't qualify to be on that table.
Na uniform ni same at this time?
Uniform nimeng'ang'ana.
Yes.
Yes, sahi I have blended in.
Yes.
So the professor was interested to know that you speak very well. Where do you come from? Nikamwambia uzuri nikitaja jina ya babangu. Not so many people struggle to know him. And even the grandmother, my mother's side, was a famous person who used to campaign for this member of parliament called Wafula Umunyi. So people couldn't struggle to know what I was saying. So I think the professor went and asked for my fee arrears. Asked where I was staying. He cleared my fee arrears and gave me 500 shillings. So if I didn't speak, if the teacher would have asked for someone to speak and I didn't raise my hand, I wouldn't get that. Even the opportunity to now lead me to this table, it was just the bunge la mwananchi, where every Tom and Ken speaks.
It's a platform for
It's a
ordinary
platform
Kenyans, yes.
to just say something.
Speak your mind.
Yes.
Yes.
Then hiyo kitu ya babangu kuniambia, especially when you are speaking, makes sense. You don't know who you are talking to. Then growing up, because I was speaking before the camera, I knew I'm not just speaking to these people standing here. I am speaking to people who will be watching these clips. So I had to try and say something that even during your busy schedule, you can listen to it. And there is one comment on the first video I posted on my TikTok. So that guy wrote that he had scrolled up, but he had to come back. So he listened for a few minutes, he scrolled, but he was like, no, let me go back.
Yeah.
So I say, oh, okay, so people can listen. So the job I was doing at that time, I didn't like it. I don't like confinements. I'm a free spirit. I want to be here a few minutes, I'm there.
You didn't like the job you were doing?
Yes.
Sawa, tarudi hapo, but carry on.
So nikaona, because nikienda bunge la mwananchi, nakutana mtu ananiambia mimi 2010 constitution nilianzisha organization yangu inaitwa Hema la Katiba. and I participated in civic education ya katiba. I got 2.5 million out of it. I'm like, eh?
Ati aka participate kwa?
Hiyo katiba ya 2010.
Yes.
Civic awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, the new constitution.
And he got 2.5 million.
Yes.
Like he made 2.5 million shillings.
Yes.
From where?
From there were NGOs that were sponsoring
Okay.
such bodies.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wewe ulipata 2.5 million. Yeah. So it can be done, eh? Then I look at someone who has told me he got 2.5 million, and I'm like, I'm even better than him, so I can get more. Someone tells me
At this time umeishika 2.5 million.
the most I have held lump sum hivi pesa ni 1 million.
Okay.
There someone tells me, mimi nilikuwa kwa ofisi ya deputy president. So nikaona these ordinary people I'm sitting with here have had opportunities to meet the people I have never. Mwingine ananiambia anaenda kwa ofisi ya Raila anampea 1,300. Sema, hey, wewe ulienda kwa ofisi ya Raila na tuko na wewe hapa. Why are you still here? Tunajua sijui nini. Nikamwambia ile siku mimi nitashika line moja ati nimekutana na mmoja kati ya watu mmetaja. I'll never come back yake. Niambia wewe unasema tu bwana. It's not easy. Nikasema I know it's not. But I can't go to Raila's office. He has given me his airtime. And I still come back here. Tinakuja hapa kuongea kwa bunge la mwananchi. It's not because it's a small platform, but I think that's a way of graduating out of it. So, I remember one day, mtu akaniambia, si tutafute Wanjigi. Akasema, actually, tumutafute. But I didn't know where to look. Nikauliza, wakaniambia ABC Place, Westlands. There is one mzee who told me, kutafuta Wanjigi hivyo utawahi muona. Let him spot you from the street, so that by the time unaenda kumtafuta, he knows you from somewhere. I saw it as a very difficult thing to do. Hey. Sasa hii kwa street, Wanjigi atawahi niona lini. But I forgot about it. Nikaona, I will never find the guy. So I went on doing my own things. So the first day to meet him, I was tempted to say very bad things against him.
When you meet him?
Yes, the first day.
You wanted to say bad things about him?
Later on, I wanted to do a video and say very bad things. But again, something told me, I don't. You know, tomorrow is never known.
Was it okay? Why did you want to, like the first meeting experience wasn't the best?
You see, Bunge la Mwananchi is a place you can mobilize 1,000 people within a minute. If I wanted this building to stop working now, just one phone call. So ni aje majama, kuna mtu ameleta za town. Wapi is just to give address. The one I've called will call the other one. It's called TOT. You call 10 people, he calls another 10 people. They will stop business here. So in the morning I'm called by someone. Aniaje? Wanjigi atakuwa Tamarin Hotel. At that time, nani alikuwa ameabductiwa? The Longton brothers and this Bob Njagi. So Jimmy was coming to do a press at Tamarin Hotel, Norfolk, not Norfolk, around Bomas. There's a hotel called Tamarin. So I was told, mobilize 50 people immediately. It's 6 in the morning. Nikapigia manager wangu, nilikuwa nafanya kazi Galitos. Nikamwambia, I'm sick, I can't come.
And I watch.
So I made calls. Ni aje Kibe? Unaweza pata wangapi? Wacha nipigie Koech. Koech, unaweza pata wangapi? 50. Tupatana Aga Khan Walk. Aga Khan Walk, nikauliza huyo jamaa, watu wanapewa ngapi? Kaniambia 1,000 ngapi? 3. Sema 3,000, that's good business. So nikapiga
Kila mtu?
Yes. So ukiambiwa for showing up. Nikaambiwa 3,000, kama ni mimi nitapewa pesa ya kupea watu 50,000, nitapea wao 2. So kwa kila mtu nitakuwa nimekula dhao moja, hiyo ni 50K ya haraka. Saa ngapi? Saa 4 you should be here. By saa 4 nilikuwa na watu 50 Tamarind Hotel. And I had used my own money to pay for a bus, KBS bus. They were dropped Tamarind to show up during the presser, then we are gone. So for the first time to see Jimmy, he shows up. And that is also the first time to meet Willie Sotieno. It's a handshake. He doesn't know me. He's never seen me anywhere. Just another person. And that's also a place I met a friend of mine called Adrian Olwatch. He's
the lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer.
I've spoken to him.
Yes,
he should be coming on our show here.
Yeah. He's a brilliant young man.
100%.
So I am 100%. You see the reputation of Jimmy. Bwana, hapa tumekula. So I hope you get that clip. I was seated like 4 people. From where he was seated was Willie, then 3 other people, then me. So we did the presser. Then he left. I have no problem because he's not the one who called me. The person who called me is someone else. So I go to the person who called me. Akaniambia, the pesa imeendewa kidogo. You see, most of the customers at Tamarind Hotel ni wazungu. So na wale wa Afrika wanaendanga hapo, they don't look like us. From the dress code and everything. So we wait. We are at the garden. We like 20 minutes. We are the only ones remaining. The person who called me in the morning is not picking calls.
Na wewe unajua 53,000 moto. 3,000 yako na moja yenye umeuma kidogo.
Mimi nilikuwa nipewe 5. Juu mimi ndo mobilizer.
55,000.
Yes.
Just showing up, dakika kidogo, presa, watu watoke.
That's why it's very hard kuambia mtu mwenye anaenda bunge la mwananchi umpe kazi.
Akia nani?
Kuja kwa kazi yako mlipe 30.
Na hiyo ni press conference hata.
Hiyo ni unaingia kwa event. NGOs zinakuwa na event hii town every day. So yours is to know which event pays how much. So
okay.
I had, and you know what, wabunge ni very rowdy.
Na uko na 50.
So I have not been given money and they are expecting money.
And you don't have money.
And I don't have money. And the person who called me is not picking calls. So nikauliza jamaa mwingine, akanipea namba ya Willis. Willis ashiki simu. Hanijui. Tukatoka hapo nje. So tukaona tukibaki hapo ndani tunachoma.
Already mna feel out of place.
This is not a place for us. Na kutoka Tamarind mpaka Jivanji ni mbali. So tukatoka hapo nje karibu na China Square. So tukasema hapana. Nani ako na kamera? Uko na simu mzuri? Kucha tuchome.
Na hii yenye unasema wanajua pesa haijatoka. So wewe bado they don't have a problem with you yet.
Okay. These people can decide not to understand you. Wanajua pesa haijatoka, but that doesn't take away the fact that you called them. You called them. Okay, pesa haijatoka, but ni wali to eat.
Yes.
So nimetoa hii idea nikasema wacha tuchome. Sema Jimmy ni bure kabisa. That's why where you are was very important. Was a mzee who called me on the side and say, you see, wacha wenye wanaongea kwa kamera waongee, wewe usionekane hapo. Akasema kwa nini? Kwa nini tuchezewe namna hiyo? Akaniambia the way I know Jimmy, pesa ilitoka. But imepiga
kona.
Yes. So akasema huyo jamaa alikuita anachukua simu. Akasema hapana, si huyo ndiye alichukua pesa. So why do you want to mention someone who doesn't even know what's happening?
That's a mzee telling you that.
Yes. Nikaona na kweli. So kwenda kujirecuse kwamba sitengeneze video ndio iliharibu maneno. Pesa imetoka bwana.
Wewe uko kwa
pesa imetoka. Luckily I had been paid at Galitos. So I had some 9,000 after paying the basic bills. I had to spend hiyo 9,000 ndio wapate fare ya kurudi town. Mtu ananiambia mimi nitafika Githurai saa ngapi? Sina chochote. So unaona hata ni wali tulipia gari tukuja. Mimi nilipa because I knew it's an investment. I will get it. I paid, I had to give them, I think it was like 7,000. Mtu apate 200, 100, afike kwa nyumba. Then, nikaendelea na shughuli yangu. Later that evening, I tried to call Willis again. He didn't pick. Nikajua, hii ni hasara ya town. Nikaenda nikaambia jamaa mwingine akaniambia, nilienda mkutano ya Jimmy na hamkupata pesa. Yeye anatoanga pesa bwana. Mbona nyinyi hamkupewa? Nyinyi mlichezwa. Nikasema, so it shall happen, let's forget. Then you remember there is a clip I did. President Ruto had been in Modogashe. You remember hii barabara ya kutoka Modogashe, Tarbat?
Yes.
So in my submissions at Bunge la Mwananchi, I imitated the president as he was mentioning the names of the roads.
Yes.
So I was saying that cramming village names will not give you a second term. And I think Jimmy, there is a way Jimmy got the clip, and I got interested. So he started looking for other clips, and he kept finding them. So I think we should look for this guy. So a day I had gone to attend the launch of the PLP party for Martha Karua. No one had invited me. Niliona, sinifike tu kwa Martha Karua nione what's happening. But
wanabunge walikusamehea kwa ile...
Yeah.
You did not promise them how much they were getting. Ulikuwa ushike ndio ulipe wao.
Ni wapate. Okay, I had told them, but sasa wanajua haiko.
Okay. So they forgive you.
Yes. Okay, there is a way your pretense ya misunderstanding is to extract whatever you have. But kesho mkikutana anakwambia hiyo tunajua hiyo ni nasema watu wa kiwanja. Hiyo ni vipindi za kiwanja. So tomorrow when you meet kuna issue kama hiyo. Anakwambia unajua wewe tucheza wewe. Sasa bwana pia mimi nilichezwa sasa hiyo iliisha.
Umesema they have to milk you.
Yes. Because when they understand you, they are not getting to get it.
Okay. You invite yourself to
PLP.
Yes.
At PLP, I realized, so Jimmy is here. Okay. I really wanted to be given a chance to speak, but there is this guy who denied me a microphone. I wanted to get his attention when I speak. Not necessarily to mention him, but for him to see me speaking. Because I knew he will talk to me. I didn't get a chance. Then a week passed. Then one day, I'm just sleeping in my house. Around 8 in the evening. 8. Nikaona simu imelia WhatsApp. Kuangalia hivi ni picha ya Jimmy. I'm like, where did he even get my number? So I picked the call. He talked for less than 10 seconds, I think. Say, wacha tukutane kesho tukunywe chai. There's something he said that God gave you a good brain. Never say you weren't given a good brain by God. That's all you need. Tukutane kesho tukunywe chai. So he hasn't told me where, when. I'm like, hey. So the following day, I didn't go to work again. I pretended to be sick. So nikaenda bunge, nimekaa saa 9 simu hailii. You know, you can't call because I saw it as disrespect. At around saa 10:30, simu ikalia tena. Then he told me to meet at, I think it was Village Market. Then that's the first time we now meet and sit on the table.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, if I misused the opportunity of speaking at Bunge la Mwananchi, I would never have met him. I wouldn't be here today, because I think meeting him has unlocked a lot of doors for me. But I don't even need him anywhere. All I needed to show up, and people are like, huu ni SG wa chama ya Wanjigi. That's enough. And I think that makes sense, because the first time I actually saw him speak was on TV. And he said that the best thing he gives people is access to him. That if you can call and he picks your call, that's all you want. That's all you need. Because how you use your access to him is what matters. And I count myself lucky, because in terms of politics, if there is a politician, I paid a lot of attention to how he does his things. Because I later on decided that I want to be in politics. So I had to learn ropes. So I used to pay attention to how Raila does his things so much. The patterns on how he speaks, his approach to issues, because he's a billionaire who has a unique way of relating with the people. So, and I think I studied in his school of politics without ever meeting him. Like a student who went to school and he never met his principal, but still made it with good grades. So the combination of learning political ropes from Raila, and now I am learning from Jimmy, who has a very good reputation in business, has a very good understanding of the economic history of this country. He's a person who understands family values. So the combination of that is actually very important to me. And that's the currency I think I need for me to be anything I want.
Jimmy, when you meet Jimmy Wanjigi, and it's funny, I actually mentioned this to him once. Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi, I've never heard that in him. He's just Jimmy Wanjigi, but your respect in a Gileta peke yake better than some people who carry the honorable thing. And then, I don't know kama you noticed this, when he agrees to a meeting, I don't have a memory of him having a phone ati akona simu yake ati anafanya kitu kwa simu. Your time, everything else will wait.
Is you.
Yeah, Kiara.
So simu yake amepatiana.
Yani, as in, that for me is magical. So I've never been able to explain that. And kwa hiyo ya pesa, correct me if I say this wrong, okay? If you're smart, okay, not if you're smart, acha tu niseme, Jimmy may not give you money, okay? But ukikaa na yeye kama wewe si fala, he will unlock your mind, you will see money differently, and you will see money where you didn't think you could see money, and your perspective changes.
Yes.
100%. So I really hope more Kenyans can get to the space where you don't, unaona kama unasema access, currency, you don't monetize in terms of cash. You don't convert kila kitu in cash, and it will really be.
I once asked him a question. What business do you do? Okay. What I do? Why do you ask me that? I just want to know, because that's the question even Kenyans ask, that what does he really do? So he told me the secret to success. He told me when people know what you do, you become very vulnerable. Because they know what to fight. And the competition can study your business and put up a better one. But if your business is anonymous, you are the only one who can see the competition, but they don't see it. You keep on moving. When they now study and they find out, you are on the next level. And they mentioned the Israelis. They were killed by Hitler because they were known doing a particular thing. They were in banking, distribution, tailoring. It was big at that time. So everyone could see them excelling, and they are like, no, hawa watu wachache wanatushinda aje. Let's kill all of them, then do what they are doing. So from there, now the mode of Israelis doing business, they are always moving. They don't dwell in one place for a long time. So I learned from him that now when I decide to set up my own business, it has to be so fluid that I have to be the one telling you what I do.
And one thing you would say is, unajua, when people create images for all they don't understand. If I'm to give a testimony of the Jimmy I've met and the conversations I've had, I can tell you, if nikisema kitu alisema word for word, your mind will blow up in terms of, unaonanga ati you think you know the economy, you think
Yeah.
Kuna concept aliniexplainia ya Kenyan economy, and you can see it. Ati akasema in 2002, before Kibaki comes, kulikuwa na zile mabaiskeli, like it was like an accepted form of transport ile, like hiyo ya nini, okay?
Yeah, boda ya baiskeli.
Yes. And then when Kibaki comes, unapata people transition into motorbikes, which is an upgrade. So it's widely accepted. So a significant population unatumia hizi bikes, motorbikes, sasa nduthi, which we have now. Alafu enter hapa ma 2014, 2015, hizi Uber na nini, taxi hailing ziko. So unapata sasa now there is also a significant population can access
you can access a vehicle even if you don't own one.
Yeah, sasa unapata it paints you a picture like this thing iko hapa in the open, but haujaiona hivyo. Like ukimap, you can actually do statistics on how many Kenyans, as Kenyans to got me accept hii ni style yetu. And then you can notice the upgrade and the expansion of population yenye inatumia hiyo. Nikajiambia, when you think about money simplistic, from a simplistic part, huwezi kuona hivyo. Now let's come back to ikitu ya Galitos. You're working at Galitos. You don't like your job, right? But huyu jamaa anakuambia ati ameenda ameshika 2.5 million. It's mind blowing. But already you've already shika your first million ukiwa hapa Galitos. Is it from Galitos ama biashara zako?
Hiyo imekuja juzi.
No, see before.
No.
Okay, first of all, why did you hate your job? Like wewe mtu mwenye unajua, go to where you need less effort, right? Where you need less effort. How do you end up in a job you don't like?
It's because in areas where I didn't need a lot of effort, there was no way of accessing those areas. Because even people could notice, even when we are just having stories, general conversations, someone tells you, hey, you understand these things very well. I think you can do well in this area. But now you are like, and how do I even...
Give us an example. You can do well in this area. What area?
I remember I was transporting mizigo around Pale. I became a logistics guru using a trolley.
Umepiga hiyo job ya trolley?
Yes. And I'll tell you another opportunity I had to steal from a client, but I didn't. To steal good money. So when I came to Nairobi, I didn't know anyone.
You just came?
Yes. So for you to survive, and the person who was hosting me didn't host me for long. He hammered without telling me.
Okay.
I don't know where he went. I've never seen him, even on Facebook.
You're not relatives?
Yes. Someone had hooked me up with him. So do you know where this is? In Mudhurwa. So it's a Mabati house, rent in 1,500. So I come to Nairobi and I'm hosted there for a week. So when I came, like the second day, nikaenda, there's a company industrial area named Apex Steel. So there's a way people wake up in those companies very early in the morning. You go to the first company that opens the gates, they are picking casuals. Ukilose, you run to the next one before they close the gate. Ukilose, you run to the next one. So kuna ya chuma, kuna biscuit, kuna plastics, kuna tissue, everything. They know all those ropes.
They don't employ anyone. First come, first serve.
Yes, unafika. And there is a way pia kuna corruption. Unainua hivi ID, unaona mtu anafanya, unasema wewe. So mimi nilienda the first day nikakosa. The second day nikaingia Apex Steel. So you don't know what you are going to do. We bora tu wamechukua ID wakaangalia kusema we ingia. We ingia. So nikaingia. Ambiwa enda pale kuna maapron muende muvae. Nikavaa apron. We ujui nani alivaa hii apron jana. So inanuka jasho na haijaoshwa for some time. But because the problems you have are bigger than this apron problem, you have to withstand.
Nakula jasho ya mtu.
Yes. So I didn't work for long. Nilitoroka. Because I saw someone dying. You see, unaona mabati yenye haija dekoretiwa. So you transport hiyo mabati. Unachukua kama 5, uko na hizo gloves heavy. Munainua, unaweka hapa kwa mabega. So you are transporting them to the other side. And they are sharp. So there is a box unaweka kwa shingo, just in case. So there is one gentleman mwenye box will slide. So the sharp edge of mabati and the person in front tripped. Sijui aliteleza. So ika slice the jugular. So I saw blood oozing out like it's a tap. Nikasema kai. Na mimi ndo next in line. Hapa sikai.
Uliacha. Na hiyo job inamaanisha that's not a new accident. It's like those things.
Yeah.
Na hii ni kazi ya how much yenye unaamkia asubuhi hivi?
600 shillings. Kimaliza mnalipwa weekend.
Okay, tuanze na I'll just like to put a time stamp on it. Wewe ni stock ya which year kuingia Nairobi?
2018.
2018. Okay.
So I'm like, hey, hapana bwana. Mimi kazi sifanyi. Nikatoroka. Nilienda nikatoa apron, nikatoka. Hey, 600 nikufe. Waje ikae. So naenda nikarudi kwa best yangu amenihost. Karudi jioni akaniuliza ulipata job? Nikamwambia niliona mtu akikufa nikatoroka. It's like I was not amused. I'm not serious. How could you toroka? He didn't say it, but I could see it in his face. So the following day, a neighbor tells me, unaona Nasiko Plaza?
Yes.
Along Lancaster Road.
Machakos Country Bus.
Yes. Hiyo building iko next. Kwamba wanataka watchman there. I'm like, watchman? Kazi ni gani? Kufungua tu gate hata ina mambo mingi. Kusema, hiyo iko sawa. So I went. Do you know I didn't do it for more than 4 hours? I realized this is not what I want.
Why did you quit after 4 hours?
I wore the uniform. It was a little bit oversized. Then, as I was doing patrol, nyuma ya hiyo building, there is the window panes that you see yourself very clearly in the mirror. Nikajiona in a uniform. Nikasema, hey, kama hivi ndio. Oja. If this is how I look. Hey, yeah.
Hiyo kazi wacha ikae.
Kile katoa uniform. Kasema hii. Aya bana. Nikatoka hivi, nilikuwa na katulini nikapigia mwenye aliniita nikasema waambie mimi nime. Sasa kwa nini? Nikasema mimi hiyo kazi sitaki. I look so bad in that look. Hey, hapana. The shoes, hey. Hata kama shida ni mingi. So,
Itakuwa ngumu.
I went back to the house again. So huyu jamaa kusikia tena nimewacha kazi huko. Akaona huyu atakuwa burden. I think that's what informed his reason kuhama bila kuniambia.
Akakuachia keja.
Yes. So the third day I woke up wakaniambia kwa Sweetie huko industrial area kazi is a little bit not dangerous and not too dehumanizing. So you can go there. So I went there na nikapata job ya packaging. Kurudi jioni ndo nilipata huyu jamaa amehama. So the following day nikachelewa tena kwenda kazi. Nikapata geti imefungwa na ikifungwa inamaanisha your replacement was picked. So wewe hiyo kazi ulifanya on that one day kujia pesa Saturday.
Okay, man.
So I went back to this empty house again. Iko tu na tunguo twangu pale na unajua ni ya mabati. Unajua nyumba ya mabati you can knock from anywhere because everything is a door.
Yes.
We call them aluminium apartments. So I now have to deal with the issues. I've tried. It's not working. So I wake up and on that day, sasa mwenye nyumba anakuja. Anaitwa Mustafa. Ananiambia, nimekupea leo. Kesho uniletee 1500. Ama takuja na mte. So unatoa 1500 wapi? Unajua ukisikia jina 1500, you are like, where do I get this money?
Na hii ni 2018 hapa nyuma.
Yes. So nikaenda nikakaa kwa barabara. You see kuna lane ukitoka City Stadium inaingia Mudhurwa Market.
Yes.
So along that lane, that's where I survived for like 3 or 4 years. Because wakati nilikuwa nimeenda kukaa kwa barabara hivi, mtu mmoja matatu za kutoka Kayole zikashukisha mtu hapo na kuna mzigo anataka ifike OTC. Akasema, unaweza nibebea?
Unakaanga tu hapa, there is nothing you're doing.
Akasema, unajua nyumba ilifungwa. Mgeni.
But hata ukiishi hapo ilikuwa tu vacant.
Yes, it's a vacant. Ni mimi tu.
Wewe ndio furniture. Yes.
So, na timing kuna jamaa alikuwa anauza bags. Kibanda yake inafungwa. Nikamwambia, sikumwambia ninataka kulala hapa. Nilimwambia mimi nitakuwa nafagia na kufungia. Alafu asubuhi utapata nimekufungulia kazi. So nilikuwa najifungia huko ndani, nalala kwa hizo gunia, asubuhi naamka mapema before kuje. Ndio asigundue nalalanga hapo.
4 years.
No.
Okay. After nyumba ilifungwa,
yes.
This was your next strategy.
Yes, my next strategy.
Yes.
Nimesema sirudi ushago. Because what am I going to do?
Okay.
So hiyo siku ni venye nilipewa mzigo ni bebe nikagundua kumbe I can do this because nilipwa 150. Unajua 150 ukirudi kutoka OTC kaenda nikakatiwa chapo 4 ya za 10 hiyo ni 40 bob. Unawekewa supu ya maharagwe. It's a good meal for someone with nothing.
Yes.
So
But before this, you have no plan. Wewe unakaanga.
mimi nakaanga tu.
Na inda is non-negotiable. Ushago is non-negotiable.
Na siwezi kuwa watchman.
Yes. Hiyo tusha nini. Look very important.
Yes. So wakati nilibeba hiyo mzigo nikaona I can do that. So hizo vibanda asubuhi mtu akiripoti namwambia si nikuchukulie mzigo kwa store nikuletee unilipe 20 bob. Nasema enda uchukue. Jirani wake anakuja anasema so tume wewe akuchukulie mzigo. So nikaona that becomes a job. So on that day alone when I carried mzigo jioni nikajipata niko na 460. Kaona na nimekula. So
hiyo ni net income.
Yes. Kaona this is good. So I endeared to those traders. And that's why when the economy stops working, it has a very real effect on people's lives. Because I will tell you how the economy affected me on that very low line of work. Because when the economy was working well, people could go to Gikomba and buy a lot of clothes. So hawezi jibebea. So he needs me to do the donkey work for them. So after doing it for like a month, wakati niliona niko na guarantee ya pesa on daily basis, niliingia kwa chama ya hao traders. So every day I made sure natoa 400. Wakati nikapewa 18,000. So ikabidi nihame kwa hii store. Kaenda nikachukua nyumba sasa ya mabati. So to start living now. So nilifanya hiyo job mpaka nikakuwa ukiwa around hapo Mudhurwa, nataka kupeleka mzigo Gikomba, unapewa namba yangu. Unataka so around Mudhurwa, country bus, Gikomba and railways. So those became my flying routes. But again, was it COVID? Yes. And the trader goes to Kigomba apati mali because kuna hiyo social distancing. So mali anapata ni kidogo. So mzigo yake ina keep on shrinking. Inafika to the weight that they can carry themselves.
Yes.
So wewe kama mtu ya kubeba, mambo yako inaharibika. Huwezi beba. So I had bought a trolley. Nilikuwa nimepata, I think I bought that trolley like 4,500 pale jua kali.
Yes.
So the income keeps on shrinking. Then I had, as I was plying that route, nilikuwa napata tu pesa. Pia mimi nikafungua kibanda yangu ya kuuza vinyasa. From that vinyasa I met some lady. Huyo msichana aliniosha kila kitu.
Anakuosha aje?
Because she became a customer. She came as a customer and she became a companion.
Okay.
Sasa, you see, I assume that everyone has no bad agenda. So we started staying together. Because where I come from, that's how people marry.
Yes,
you just start staying together and people get
Mambo
used to it.
Mzoe.
Yes. So niliona, mimi kukiitwa watu wameoa, pia mimi nimeoa.
Nenda mkutano.
Yes.
Na uko kwa chama pia.
Na niko kwa chama. Those are achievements za watu kama mimi.
Yes.
So that mzee Mustafa, and that's why I told you forgiveness is very important. Because if I hated Mustafa for sending me out, what I'm about to tell you wouldn't have happened. Mustafa can realize that I have taken a house around there and I'm very busy with the trolley during the day. He had noticed. Akakuja akaniambia, do you go to church? Akamwambia hapana. Akaniambia, I go to church on Sunday, usifanyange kazi, tuende kanisa. Do you know where he took me? All Saints Cathedral. And the first day, I think, I hope the cameras of All Saints Cathedral took me the first day I showed up there. I was wearing a pink shirt. From the way I was dressed, I don't think people at All Saints Cathedral have never seen someone like that. So, you see, it's a big church. And people there don't talk about problems like mine. Their problems are big boy problems.
Yes.
So when you took me the first Sunday, ile siku huyu msichana aliniosha, I had gone to church. So nilikuwa nimeanza kupata pesa. Niliingia kwa chama kubwa yenye unawekewa pesa mara moja kwa mwaka. So I had just been given 70,000. So I was now planning to go back to Ushago after some years of Nairobi. Niko na 70K, sasa naweza rudi Ushago. Yes. Naweza dish kidogo.
Yes.
So hiyo siku nikapata hiyo 70, nikamwambia wewe shika hii 10. Jipange vitu zako zenye una. Mimi wacha nichukue hii 10 nijipange nayo kwa barabara. Nikawacha 50 in my jacket. Blazer. Kumbe aliona hiyo ni fair ya kubeba kila kitu, aende nayo.
Na mlikuwa mmekaa pamoja for how long by this time?
7 months, I think.
Nani?
7 months. She was beautiful, you could be fooled.
Okay.
Nilikuja nikashangaa,
Kila kitu.
Hakuna. And I think hapo ndio swara iliingia. Nilikuwa nimenunua troli zingine 3. Unajua troli ukikodesha siku moja ni 80 bob. So I was sure of having 240 daily on that 3 trolleys.
Yes.
Zikaanza kupotea, mtu unampatia aende naye arudishe 80 bob jioni, anaenda nayo mzima.
Kabisa.
Yes. So corona imekuja, kuna curfew, you can't do anything. But now the luck I had is that I had been introduced to some people at All Saints Cathedral.
By the same guy who
The same guy who kicked me out. So if I allowed bitterness to exist between the two of us, that wouldn't have happened. And without All Saints Cathedral, COVID ingenimaliza, si ate ugonjwa, the effects of it. I meet the first person who became my friend is called Solomon Barasa. We are still friends, mpaka leo.
Yes.
So I went there and I saw they were performing a drama skit during the service. And there is a way Solomon performed it, and I was like, I would want to perform there. Because I had also been performing drama in high school and primary. So kuna after service kuna chai. So nikaenda kwa Solomon nikamwambia, naona ukiperform, can I join your ministry? Kaniambia, this is the chairman, anaitwa Charles Watoro. This is called Brian Baraka. This is Solomon. This is Brenda Watiti. So because All Saints is a big church, you need a small clique as your friends. Otherwise utakuwa tu
Unaendanga tu.
Yes. So that clique kept me going. And I remember sasa mambo ilikuwa imekwama kabisa. Job yangu huko haiendi vizuri. I approached the then provost. Alikuwa anaitwa Sami Wainaina. That's why when you have a problem, identify among the people around you who can you tell. Because you need to know if they can help or not. So I went to the office of the provost and I told him, I have no job and I need you to help. Akaniuliza vile nafanya, nikamwambia nafanya kazi ya trolley. Najua Sunday I learned how to dress. Wakiniona church hawaoni kama niko na shida. Nasema, really? Sema yes. Sema kama hiyo Thursday. Kumbe hiyo Thursday wanapatiana scholarships za kutrain watu in various colleges. So mimi because there is a day nilikuwa nimekasirika sana. I have been patriarchal, very patriarchal in any area. Nikiona msichana ananishinda nakasirika. So I was hustling, alafu nikaona msichana ananipita with a shovel. Naona hii plant operating machine, hii shovel. Kashangaa,
hizi ni gani?
Mimi niko hapa na huyu demo anaendesha shovel na mimi niko hapa. So when they asked me what can you do, nilisema I want to do plant operator. Nikatumwa Kibit. Nikaenda nikakuja na particulars. Wakanilipia 82,000. Mimi nikajipanga na logistics kidogo kidogo. And I say Simiyu was did a very good thing because hata kwenda tu kujifunza mkilima barabara, you get good money out of it. Na from there mtu akaniambia ukingojea, sasa nimetoka Kibit. Sasa ukingojea kazi, si kuna kazi Galitos.
Hiyo ushasoma hiyo plant operator?
Yes.
Ushajua uko sawa?
Yes.
Okay.
So kuna kazi Galitos. See, I give you the email, you apply. I said, hey, give me the email. The person who told me that was working there at the time. So I apply like today, and I get the call tomorrow. Did you apply? Yes, come for interview.
You applied for a specific position, or what job are you applying for?
No, I was general in application.
Okay.
Because I knew it's a food franchise.
Okay, okay.
So I turn up, there is interview. Mimi nasemanga ukitaka kuninyima kazi usiniite interview. Because ukiniita interview utanipea hiyo job.
Unajiamini?
All I need you to do is to give me a chance on the table.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
So I got the job, but I didn't like it. At first I thought it's an exciting job. Nikaona
Hizo kuku,
hizo makuku bwana.
haiko ina.
Okay, I don't like confinement.
Okay.
But I show up at one place in the morning and I leave in the evening. Now when I have lost a lot could be happening out there. So hata nikiona mtu akipita kwa pikipiki naona huyo angekuwa mimi. So one thing, there was a lot of micromanagement. I don't like it. Like manager, wanakupatia jina kubwa manager, but it's nothing. I am drying the mop, preparing, because they have a very, we shall address when we get power. They came out with a policy of clean as you go. So when you are on shift, it basically means you are in charge of even cleaning. That you have to make sure your apparatus are clean and the food should be ready on time. So after some time, you have to check if the floor is clean, if you have your equipment clean. So manager naona you are drying the mop, preparing to mop the floor. Na anakuambia ati, we uone hii floor ni chafu. So there's a day I asked the manager, unaona na dry hii maji ni kunywe ama? So there were all those wrangles because there was a lot of pettiness. That's why I didn't like that job. And I felt like I'm not in a field that I want to be. Even plant operator niliona, this is not where I want to be at the end of the day. This is just to keep me going. So wakati nilipata chance at bunga la mwananchi nikiendaenda hapo siku za kwanza, I was not getting anything, but I could feel I'm finally doing something.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think finally I'm doing something. And
You're not making money, but you enjoy being there.
I enjoy being there. I meet someone on the road and it's like, I was in Bunge last time, continue what you're doing. You might not know what you're doing, but it has a big impact. And I'm like, oh. So I keep going. And that's what has led me here. I think the first TV interview was where? Fixing the Nation.
Nation.
Yes, Fixing the Nation
NG.
by Eric Latif.
Legend conversationalist, yes.
Yes.
Mm.
So when I appeared on Fixing the Nation, then my people in the village saw me for the first time on TV, and they are like, umeona Simiyu kwa TV? Ya, Simiyu gani? Si huyu mtoto wa ume. Ai. So my phone started buzzing up. And in this field, I am determined to make a difference, because when we have a statistics report saying that 22 million people are going without food, I know that how that feels. I know what must be going through the minds of those people, because at some point I was there.
You told us of one day you could have stolen a client's money.
Yes. Not really money.
You
Mzigo.
could have cost them. Okay.
Mimi niko Gikomba nimetulia. Madam shows up and tells me, sasa, unaweza beba mzigo? Sema yes. She has 400 pairs of leather shoes. From where she bought them from, pair moja inaweza kuwa alinunua na 4,000. Hiyo inaitwa first camera.
Okay.
Kuna kwa na first, second.
Ala, camera pia iko na stages.
Yes.
Yes.
So 400 pairs. Nikiuza moja 3,000. That's a lot of money. And you see, she wanted me to take it to tea room. So gunia moja iko na 200 pairs, the other one 200 pairs, naweka kwa trolley. But because she was heavy built, she could not walk fast. And you know how trolley people walk, so briskly. So ukiona gari inakuja wewe unaweka tu trolley mbele, akikuja ajuane na hiyo.
Akutane na unamfungia brakes.
We hauko. Akikuja atagonga trolley, but we hauko. So it's him to
decide.
Yes.
Unataka aje.
Yes. So you can penyeza. So I get to tea room. Nimemwacha uko tisi uko chini. So nimesimama hapo, kuna vijana wengine wa trolley wananiambia, "Ai, ni aje? Mzigo vipi?" Nikasema nimewacha customer huko anakama. Kana wewe umelalisha aje bwana? Si kuna place naweza kupeleka. Sema hey, hizi viatu unaweza pigwa bob 3 kila pair. Saa hii tuende. Na mwenye nimeibia. Yes, na mwenye nimeibia akaniambia hata kupata hiyo ni 1.2. Unajua ni trolley. Hiyo ni pesa unaweza potea Nairobi. Lakini kitu ikaniambia wacha. So when that lady showed up, she was sweating. Not because she had been working.
Yes.
She thought I had eloped na mzigo. She just wanted to get to where she had told me to go and confirm kama nimetoroka ama niko. So when she saw me, she was like, oh my goodness. Mimi nikienda na mtu wa trolley anaendanga na speed yangu. Wewe nilistukia tu na nikaona umeenda na mzigo. Kwa hiyo bei tulikuwa tumeagree alikuwa nilipe 600 shillings. Akaniongezea 1,500 for not eloping na mzigo.
So will make an honest 2,100
yes.
shillings out of a possible 1.2 million.
Yes.
Yes. Honest 2,200.
Honest 2,200.
Over a dishonest 1.2 million.
Yes. So, later on, sasa niko Mudhurwa tena. I am helping someone sell shoes. Guess who shows up? The same lady. She sees me and she recognizes me. And I'm the reason why she bought 600 pairs from that kibanda. So I was wondering, if nilikuwa nimetoroka na hiyo mzigo, akuja nione hapa, what will be my end? All she needed to do is to shout mwizi and I will be done. Those people don't ask questions. They ask when you stop breathing.
Ameiba nini?
Na tena huyu ni nani? Ni mwizi. Na alikuwa ameiba nini? Hatujui.
Nilisikia inaitwa public participation.
Yes. Or your public participation, you only need one person to start. Even if it's a slap, you are done.
Hivyo.
Yes.
People are willing to contribute.
Yes. That's where you are not coerced or to be forced to contribute. And they know the areas to hit.
To touch.
Yes.
Bavu. Violent.
Unaweza pigwa dakika moja mbili usaidiwe, lakini ile medical bills unaenda kulipa.
Umeguzwa tu kidogo.
Yes, kidogo.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Haiendi sana. Touch ups.
Lakini huku a couple of ribs broken, sijui nini, uko na shida mingi. So I was wondering if this madam found me and I had stolen, I would die. And out of buying the 600 pairs,
Yes.
mimi on each pair nilikuwa nakula 200.
You have another chance to have an honest income from something good you did back in the day.
And she becomes a customer there. So even if she comes to buy, I'm the one to be called to transport na nakula kidogo. And we are still in touch with that madam today. She comes from Meru.
Noma.
So these things, sahi there is a lot of pressure to make it very fast. You see, hii Nairobi wanasemanga ni kubwa. Hii Nairobi ni dogo kama unatafutwa. Hakuna mahali unaweza enda.
Ni dogo sana kama unatafutwa.
Especially ati unatafutwa na polisi. Do you know how the police identifies a suspect in the crowd? Because you suspect yourself. You don't have to see the police. Mtu anakuangalia tu hivi, alafu anashika simu. Unasema basi, nimepatikana.
Unajishika.
Huyu mtu ananiitania. So you will be always looking over your shoulders. You can still make it by just doing honest work.
So this is your first chance to make $1 million dishonestly, right? How do you make your first $1 million?
When I'm vying for bunge president.
Ala, hii bunge, ushatuambia bunge yenyewe si jokes.
Yes. Sio jokes. If you can convince those people to vote for you, you can rule this country.
Anywhere.
You see, hakuna fala hapo.
Is bunge la wananchi a centralized organization across the country? Because I've seen clips za Huruma, nimeona za Jivanji, kuna Jacaranda. Is it under one umbrella organization?
Yes, but very amorphous.
Allah?
So there is no registration of bunge, but it has its own members.
Who are known?
Who are known.
Yes.
We know ourselves by conduct.
Yes.
How we do things from where we are, because advantage moja ya bunge, it's a very important intelligence system. There are so many members of bunge who you will never see. Naweza kuwa huyu jamaa wako wa kamera ni member wa bunge. Na one thing with mtu wa bunge, wanajua sheria more than some of these lawyers. So when you mistreat your employee, all he needs to do in that office is to get evidence. Then he brings it there. There are people, there are specialists in petitions. Wewe unaletewa tu karatasi hapa mpaka time yenye hiyo incident will happen, so that the investigator can go direct to the CCTV and retract the footage. So if there is anything happening in Nairobi around politics, nini, and I don't know, most probably it didn't happen.
Now, how is this different? This sounds like parallel national intelligence service.
That's why the government did everything in its power for me not to be president there.
Because?
Because if you have someone like me leading Bunge, it becomes dangerous to the government.
Yeah.
Because look at the conversations we have. Very sensitive. But we say them because there's nothing you can do to me. Mi huwezi nifuta kazi juu hiyo kazi sina. So some people are easy to manipulate. Because you can threaten them using a pay slip. Kuna vitu unaweza ona.
Economic.
Unaweza ona you really want to talk about them. Maybe you work at KRA. This thing is pissing you off, but you can't say it. So you look for who? So you can structure conversations to be talking about, to be directing people to areas where there is a real concern.
And does it achieve measurable impact?
It depends with who are the people in the leadership there. Because if all we are talking about is ODM, Linda Mwananchi, then we are not addressing real issues. Because when I was there, I always used to tell the speaker, these are the issues that are happening today. And this is where money is lost. I developed an interest of where money is being lost, because that is where the problem is as a country.
Yes.
So if people started to talk about the sale of Safaricom, all the bunge in this country, they are asking questions. Then it becomes a very big issue, because I can tell you, we did a very big job with the Finance Bill 2024. First maandamano ya Finance Bill 2024, we are the ones who led it from Jivanji. We made a dummy of the Constitution of Kenya, something that looks like the Constitution. Then we burnt it in the Apple archives, Apple Nyuma, to say that the government is not following the Constitution. Let us now do away with it to Onane Sasakwa Street. That's what we did. And the fire built, because when you speak, people can see the reason why they should demonstrate.
But then, these are important issues to discuss. Where, at some point in this conversation, you mentioned that watu wa bunge wameshajua town, baka, you can't even offer them a job.
You can't.
You can't employ them. So is this to say that we could argue that in this country, unemployment is not a problem?
To some, it's a big source of income. Because unemployment makes it easier for a politician to mobilize crowds and create the image of someone who
and for bunge la mwananchi to mobilize pia.
And for bunge la mwananchi. Today, if I had a problem with you in this studio, ninakwambia, wewe Kingori, umesema sasa hiyo mambo utaki, tuone kama kesho utafanya kazi. I show up here with 300 people. And we have no hurry of leaving. And tomorrow we come again.
The people you say, they are not interested in understanding.
Yes. You could be making a lot of sense. But if that sense does not result into what they want, then you're not saying anything.
You know, now you've answered something I've struggled with for the longest time. You can say something that makes sense, all right? Let's look at it from, let me say a president, not necessarily President Ruto, just a president.
Yes.
Can come up with a policy that can help people, but they will not listen to you if they don't feel like it, even if it's beneficial to them. That's what you're saying. Because the question I've been struggling with is, like when it comes to voting, people know that by making certain choices, right choices, which again is relative, but staki kuingia kwa philosophy, choices are right choice in terms of leadership, but people choose what they want.
Yes, you see, that's the burden of democracy. What does the term will of the people mean? It's what the people want.
Yes.
You might want to buy me a suit today. It's good to look, to wear a suit.
Yes.
But I don't want. It stops there. That's what democracy wants. That what the people want should carry the day.
Even if you think it is bad.
Yes.
Even if it is bad.
Yes. Okay, that is bad, but that's what we want.
Then basi we should stop complaining at poor governance because we have chosen what we want.
And it still comes back to what we want. We chose you as president, but again, what you are doing, we don't want it. You see the issue of Finance Bill 2023. The president, that's where the issue of housing levy came from. So in my illustration, I was saying, the fact that people didn't want the housing levy, according to the principles of democracy, it should stop there. But okay, we want to set up this levy and do 1, 2, 3. And the people look at it and they are like, we don't want that. It should stop there. And this phenomenon has been informed by a series of events that has created the gap between the leadership and the people. And this gap is created by mistrust. So, this government is an example of coming up with very brilliant ideas, but to whose benefit? So you look at housing levy, look at it. Okay, on the front page, it looks like it came here for me. But when I peruse through the pages, I'm just a spectator in this game. Because if you are telling me you are bringing a program that will boost efficiency, but again, you are the biggest beneficiary of inefficiency, why should I trust you? Because unaniambia hii kitu itamaliza wizi. But you are in this room because of theft. Theft has made you Dr. Kingori. So when you tell me you are fighting theft, should I trust you? That's the problem we have. So these programs that are being told to Kenyans, none of them is a foolish program. They are all brilliant
on paper.
But look at the people who brought them. When you look at the people who brought them, you start distrusting their programs.
Who chose the people who brought them?
It is us, the people who brought those.
Because that's what we want.
And you see, and I think the biggest reason why President Ruto became president, and I think he's playing his role perfectly, is to create awareness to consequences of our choices. Before President Ruto, people didn't really took politics serious. Some of them thought it's for politicians. Hii ni mambo ya watu kama Dr. Boni Khalwale. Siasa, it's not my thing. But right now, someone knows that a decision made at State House can make you close this studio. So next time you show up at a ballot box, the mentality at that time will be a lot more different. And I think that's the problem William Ruto is grappling with.
You think?
Yes. Do you
really
know
think?
why he's grappling with that problem? Right now, it's very hard for government to do something and get away with it. Because right now, this country has been looted to an extent that Sayuki loot 1 billion, we will know, because we will see the effect.
Nasi kulikuwa na allegations that 11 billion imepotea, and kama kawaida, we talk about it, people get mad and we move on.
And that's the most dangerous thing that I keep on telling them. Because these people are moving on, they are moving on. Sometimes they could be recording receipts. And the day they decide to act, they will have a whole file of receipts. It's like cheating on your wife. He finds you the first time, she's like, okay, I forgive you. The second time, you were tempted. By the time And again, at the time you realize that she's not complaining so much, even when she finds you doing bad things, that's when you should be very worried. So this government, what they are trying to do is to make us be used to some things. So that next time ukisikia 10 billion is lost, you are like, ni kama ile tu 11. So they want you to get used to those kind of things, those kind of impunity, to those kind of scale of theft. But the problem is, their thievery is taking away opportunities from the people. And because the first instinct of every human being is survival, when the things they need for survival will be limited, they will start looking around. Where could they be? Because I can tell you, on paper, you can say allegations and all that. But Kenyans know who is stealing. Kenyans know what are they building. Kenyans know who is the girlfriend of the politician that is stealing. And let me tell you something that politicians, maybe they don't know. They can't run away from us. Because we are their sweepers, we are their gatemen, we are their drivers, we are the waiters in the hotels that they go. There is no way a politician can hold a meeting and we are not there. Tell me where. So if we decided to round them up, can they really run? So, as Mahatma Gandhi said, there can never be enough for everyone's greed. But there will always be enough for everyone's need. This country has more than enough for all of us. It's only that some people think they are more humans than us. They want everything. So the question you asked before we started the show, that President Ruto is one of the 0.01% of those people who will ever become president. Why isn't he making a difference? And I don't know if he realizes how lucky he is. Maybe he thinks he's president because he's calculating. But he's lucky because he grew up in a modest home. They didn't have much. And through amepenya amekuwa president. If there was a president with an opportunity to do wonders for this country, it's President Ruto. But he lost it within 3 months of his presidency. Especially when he beat Raila. And Raila went chini ya maji the first 3 months. William Ruto had campaigned on a promise for the people who are downtrodden, promising them better life. He should have stuck to the script even after being voted in. But when he was voted in, he discarded that script and went for the people he called a dynasty. So he was not supposed to do a lot of wonders. It was just to address very basic issues. Because what did Raila come with from his recuperation? He came with cost of living. He came with tax issues. He came with price of petrol. And then he added in his own interest, server zifunguliwe. Because Raila was very brilliant. Wezi kuja tu eti server. Bring issues of the people first so that people can see it's us being fought for. So hata ukisema server, wanaendelea kuchatu wakisema server because umetouch cost of living, umetouch vijana kuwawa nini. So President Ruto was to take away the leverage Raila could have had. And he will be the most successful president in this country. There were questions he used to ask as he was campaigning, and there were questions that made sense. I was in Azimio, but I was paying a lot of attention. The other day he asked about KICC. Say, this KICC, how much do we collect at KICC? Who manages KICC? And where is the money? And I was like, wait, where is the money actually? He said, fuel goes through Kenya to go to Uganda. But it's cheaper than in Uganda than here. How is that possible? And I'm like, okay, I'm in Azimio, but how is that possible? So I expected him, when he became president, he deals with those concerns. Today, when I ask you who is managing KICC, do you know?
No.
How much are we getting there? We don't know. So it's like he looked at it, investigated, identified who is managing, where the money is going, took the money, but didn't bring it. He used it. When you look at how these people are stealing, if you are an ordinary person, you will never notice. And they are stealing in a way that even saying they are stealing, people think you are a conspiracy theorist. Like if I start telling you housing is bad, first of all, if you are a believer in William Ruto, you get tired. But how is housing bad? But when you look at it very well, you realize, something is wrong. Because, look at it, this. Where did we get the money to build houses?
Good question.
From the people. We introduced a levy, which means the people of Kenya contributed to the kitty that is being used to build the houses. Okay. Did we buy land? No, we didn't. It's public land, which means the houses are being built on land that belongs to the people. Then we are coming to the same people and telling them, now buy a studio apartment at 1 million. How does that make sense?
Okay, I have my own thoughts about government's involvement in things that are already being done by the private sector instead of creating an environment for the private sector to thrive. I'll reserve those ideas for now. But for the idea, for example, let me try to look at things from their perspective. If they've built houses on public land, whoever proposed that idea, and then people buy, all right, I'm looking at two possible scenarios. One, pooling of resources to build more, if at all the idea is good. That when you buy, for those who can buy for 1 million, right, they can be used to build more. Maybe that will be excusable. In fact, I don't even think the money collected from housing levy from people's salary is the exact money that is used to build the houses. So I got introduced to a concept here about how government borrows. So let's say they approach the World Bank. They know X amount of money. They want to borrow money to build houses. But when they are asked where this money is coming from, they have a guarantee.
That we have a levy?
We have a levy.
This is how much we are collecting?
Yes, yes, yes.
So when you give us 200 billion,
yes,
we will pay it after this
from
period.
this, yes, yes, yes. That's how I think it works. But even still, that idea, for me, it's not... I'm
called securitization.
Student. Exactly. I'm an economic student. So, in principle, it does not make sense. The idea is dead on arrival as far as economic growth and development is concerned. So mimi hata siwezi fika huko, but I think again, pia when you look at it from perspective ya the people in government, Kenyans are so much into optics that we miss substance, right? For proper economic development na shift, okay? I believe hata ukifanya estimates in terms of impact ya ideas, it will take an average of 20 to 30 years. The average politician does not have that. Atikwambia wa Kenya, tuko na hii idea, we'll start seeing the fruits in 20 years. Tunataka stadium yenye tunaona sahi, before 2027. We want houses that we can see now, because it is campaign. But we never go to the substance, how much it costs us versus ingine. We had Odhiambo Ramogi hapa aliniambia very, very scary statistics. Unaona ile we borrow money from China. We have an episode hapa. We borrow money from China, right? And it's not money that we're given. Si tunataka SGR, chuma inatoka kwao. Simiti inatoka kwao. Nini inatoka kwao? Na sisi hizo vitu tumepewa, right? Tumepewa, wanakuja na their professionals and they get keep. They do not teach our people how to build such that the next time we have a project like Thika Road, it can be built locally. right? So now this extraction of, unaona, if tunasema 60 shillings out of every 100 goes to paying debt, right? Inamaanisha for every 1,000 bob you work for, sindio? For every 1,000 bob you work for, 600 goes to another economy, all right? And he calculated, the numbers were not accurate, like, but for concept I understood. Alisema tumepeana around 3 trillion to China over X period of time, okay?
According to William Ruto himself, it's 4.6.
Sawa. Now, that's money that we do not need to have paid huko. And na hiyo ni, like, if we had people with economic policies that hiyo pesa yenye we are extracting to take to other countries was converted into value locally.
I don't think that concept is escapist, because let's say let's take example real projects that have been done. For example, the SGR. We borrowed money from China, 400 billion,
Yes.
and 50. We have records of that money being deposited in the accounts, which means we had the capacity to utilize the money ourselves, decide where to buy where. All we need to do is to pay them at the agreed interest.
That's where the problem comes.
And the problem with this particular loan is not actually the 450 billion, because how much was the project? The project was 500 billion. So having borrowed 450 billion, what we needed from our exchequer was 50 billion. But do you know how much was allocated from our exchequer? 600 billion.
But then there's another missing variable here.
Yes.
When Odhiambo Ramogi explained the concept, he said, like, hii kitu ya, the products that are used kujenga zinatoka huko, huku ni vitu kama kokoto na kidogo hapa. He said that kwa hiyo wao kukuja, the negotiations and the terms of this loan are so tight that the money technically just goes back there. You understand? Now, he said that there was, I think it's the SGR, he gave an example where President Uhuru wanted to launch something and the machine needed to be moved. No Kenyan could move that machine. So while have kungoja, baka they bring a Chinese guy, tengeneze. And China are very clever, and we don't hate the player, hate the game. For them to be an economic superpower now, they first of all created these special economic zones, created an environment where countries like US would outsource production to their country, kutengeneza viatu, kutengeneza masimu, na slowly and slowly wanasoma. Alafu wanafika mahali, wakikutengenezea iPhone, wanatengeneza something similar to that. And now they have the market ya kucompete na wewe. But wakikuja hapa kwa Kenyan economy, ndio nakwambia, someone said pia kwa hii platform, Nganga Mwegai, akasema, and we debated about this kidogo. There's barabara ikikuja kujengwa and capacity has been built kwa hiyo community. Tembe barabara za Bungoma, local people wako na empowerment, like, kuna engineer wa Bungoma atapewa job ya kutengeneza, like, the whole funnel. You could feel some injection ya nini, but my counter was very simple. Alafu after hizo barabara zimeisha, what next?
Because a road shouldn't just be built. It should be built to move something.
Exactly. So now, unaona, lakini sasa pande ya China, ukisikia statistics za engineers in Kenya, we had a professor wa engineering hapa, akatuambia, his mathematics on the show was, we have 2,500 practicing engineers na 100,000 graduate engineers. But a graduate engineer cannot practice before akue under a practicing engineer for 3
certified.
years. When will 2,500 people get the chance to train the 100,000? Now remember, every year kuna engineers wana graduate. So now, tuko na country where, when we have major projects that could really benefit from local engineers, right? We don't trust them. tukitengeneza barabara, like have you ever seen a major infrastructure project yenye ni exclusively done by Kenyans?
No.
Exactly. Now, those people who make these deals wanatukosting hivyo because I'm told, again, sina verification in that people sell the country at the expense of their people for what they get, for the cut. Yeah. Hii project ni 340 billion, I want 5%.
Yeah.
All right? Whereas 20% of the population would have benefited if the deal was negotiated better.
So the reason why I had a problem with the explanation of Odhiambo is these loans are expensive because there is a lot of kickbacks and the interest is abnormal. Let's take, for example, the Talanta Stadium. It's costing 44 billion. But in total, we shall pay back 150 billion.
I saw somewhere it's more expensive than at Old Trafford.
Yeah, so, which means interest alone is 100 billion. Which means how much percent is it on 44 billion? And who negotiated that? And global fiscal policies, who comes with that? Who comes up with them? Because as our party puts it, the economy of this country is an extractive economy. That what you make is not for you, it's extracted to go somewhere else.
Yes.
And the people who make it happen and midwives of the game are the leaders that we have. Because these loans, they are the reason why we are still behind the loans. And for us, when we look at these loans, we start saying, if our debt stock is 12, where did we start from? Where did we start experiencing a balloon in our debt stock? You realize it was shortly after Kibaki left. Then, the first Eurobond came in July 2014. That's barely, if it's, I don't know if it's a year after Ruto and Uhuru came into power. And another one, and another one. So when you look at our guiding principles on how to borrow, why are we borrowing?
Good
so when
question.
you borrow 400 billion to build, and at some point they tell us that they borrow to pay recurrent expenditure. So if our Odhiambo Ramogi is correct, that when you borrow money, they give you money in terms of material for the project. So what if we are borrowing with an intention of paying salaries?
But I think the meat I missed in his example, I think, like Japan, the meat I was like, that rounds up to this, like I don't have the exact figures, but the original idea was in terms of use of resources. Let's go with the interest we pay alone. I think you wanted to demonstrate what we can do with the value that gets extracted. Now the example was, when we arrived at the figure of 3 trillion, he explained to us that it was enough to build 3,000 hospitals across the country. But now, so now I narrowed it down. Yeah, imagine if we have extracted resources to have a Kenyatta National Hospital in every county in Kenya.
You see that with his mathematics,
Yes.
that's $1 billion every hospital, which means that no Kenyan will walk more than 5 kilometers to get a hospital.
It's possible. Like when he gave me the example in terms of the money we lose, hata if we don't use his mathematics, yako tu peke yake ya kama hiyo ya SGR ya 600 billion.
Those are, imagine, those are 600 hospitals.
You understand? So the example, we did not, hatukukuja ati tunataka kuangalia, we were looking at the
The
context.
service
Yes.
you lose when
Yes.
this money gets lost.
Exactly.
So, when you look at the money we lose yearly, paying debt, and we look at the services we default servicing the people,
Yes.
then that is where the big question is.
Yep.
And I'm saying the person who wants to be president must have that in mind.
But the people don't know that. Most people don't have a taste of the opportunity cost of what we do. In fact, someone made a comment on my Facebook page. It was very funny. I reposted it. Akasema, it really hurts him that corruption is going to end before it's done. You understand? So people are like, I think to some extent, your analogy of a cheating wife as the mentality with which Kenyans treat corruption is plausible, but I also think that most Kenyans feel that hata mi siku moja, it's like a lottery.
That is the problem they have. You think that by the economy not working and you accessing a lot of money, it is more beneficial to you than when it works and everyone has money.
Exactly.
The problem is that it's even better when the economy is working.
Kenyans have not been exposed to that.
Because if you as a supplier of food stuff, who in this economy you have to steal from one contract, but when the economy works, you have to supply the whole country. Even if you reduce the level of stealing to 0.1%, you still make a lot.
More money than you can steal from one contract.
Yes. So when we say the economy should work, thieves get worried that now their chances of stealing will dry up. But again, the analogy of Raila on corruption, that sometimes it becomes difficult to fight corruption and end it all. But reducing it to a significant level is important. When he talked about his friend from Nigeria, who was a minister and went to Malaysia. So when he got to Malaysia, he walked around Kuala Lumpur, and the roads were good. The traffic, everything was good. Then he was treated to dinner at the residence of the Malaysian minister. So he found a Malaysian minister, a good compound, good swimming pool, said, how do you manage this? Now the Malaysian minister took him to the balcony and said, do you see that highway there? Said, yes. Said, 10% here. So the Malaysian minister ate 10%. So 2 years later, it was now the turn of the Malaysian minister to go to Nigeria. He found potholes. He found hooting traffic. So in the evening, he's treated to dinner the minister of Nigeria. He has a palace, 2 helipads, Olympic-sized swimming pool. So the Malaysian minister asks, how do you manage this? He's taken to the balcony. On the balcony, he's asked, do you see that highway there? The Malaysian minister could not see any highway. And he was told 100% here. So there is corruption in both countries. But the other one is 100%, the other one is 10.
Yes.
And that's the problem that we have. Unauliza mtu Kimware na Arori iko wapi? Hakuna. Okay, pesa ilitolewa ijengwe iko wapi? Hakuna. So we have lost 2 things. Money
and the resource, the dam. So I've enjoyed this conversation immensely. Na asante sana for actually agreeing to come and have a conversation with us. And I trust that as the representative of the people as far as Good Vibes is concerned, I have done my duty. So as we come to a close, what is your picture of an ideal Kenya that we can achieve, and how can we get to it?
I have the picture in mind of Safina, Kenya. Yes. And the idea is so good that even when President Ruto listens to it, he might stop running and come to support us. Because the idea is good, because we look forward to a country where you don't have to worry about school fees. You don't have to worry about whether SHA is working or not, because it will not be there. All you need to do is to show up with an ID at the hospital and you get the kind of treatment that you want, with the drugs and all that. And those things can only be achieved if we handle one thing that we have discussed here. Where are we losing our money to? and it's going to debt. So when you look at the revenue streams of the country, then you look at expense side, then you realize at the expense side, there is one particular column that is eating into more than half of what we produce. So it's common sense to check and say, this is something we need to check. And for you to know that it's a concept that has been accepted by even the government that there is a problem, you realize that auditing of the public debt is one of the 10-point agenda. And I can tell you they will not do it. They will not do it because they can't audit themselves. So we need a person who has it in him to actually go towards that direction and say, let us stop paying debt first. We do the audit and only pay what we should pay because we are losing a lot. In our estimation, just doing that saves us 2 trillion. 2 trillion is enough for us to provide free education. That's around 200 billion a year. Free healthcare, 215 billion a year. The money you use every year on education becomes now an economic stimuli for you to do something else.
It's actually interesting, but I've not gone deep into the concept here. It's actually possible for government not to tax income and to tax consumption and still have a prosperous country.
No, you can't.
You can?
You can't.
You can. Let me tell you how.
You can't. Yeah, I'm saying you can't. Like, you tax all these things and get the country prosperous?
First of all, wewe mwenyewe umesema 60% of what tunatengeneza inaenda to waste. So as is inamaanisha we actually overtaxing people.
Yes.
You understand? How they introduced income tax in the US, they gamed the people very interestingly. They came up with a rhetoric, the class warfare. Ya kusema, these rich people kuna nini, we're introducing this thing to go after the rich. Tunataka kunini. Guess who suffered in the end? Before that, income ya watu was not touched. It wasn't. So it has been done before, in my opinion. So I've not dived deep into the concept, but I still believe if people have disposable income to spend on other things, right?
The economy boom.
Exactly. So once I confirm the mathematics, I'm happy to have that debate.
Yes, what we are engaging in is, first of all, we are crowding people out of avenues to access credit. And then whatever little they are getting from the sources they have, we go for them in terms of taxes. So people are left milked dry. They have to gasp for air. And then we introduce a few incentives to tell them, we care about you. It's not going to work. If Kenyans need to wake up and imagine a country without, we are not saying it's going to be paradise, because life is not a straight line. But at least there are problems that we are going to solve that are a problem now, which is education and health. And again, at some point, you used to see banks pitching tents and telling people to take loans. What happened? The government became the biggest customer for the banks.
Yes.
So they can't come to you and say, Dr. Kingori, you have 600,000 on your account. We can give you 3 times. We can suggest businesses for you so that you can start paying interest. It's not happening because the banks prefer to lend to Treasury than to lend to an ordinary Kenyan. And the end result is that you can't get, loans become expensive.
Very true.
In our government, there will be no domestic borrowing by government.
Very true. But I also believe your idea, you're not taxing income, is possible. You know why? The percentage of Kenyans who contribute, who are burdened by contribution to, in terms of taxes on income, is very small. Imagine a situation where that can be doubled, tripled, or even like expanded exponentially, right? Now people have access to, equity is balanced. So that more people can contribute in terms of purchasing power. You don't need to go after people's income.
Yeah,
tutapiga hesabu.
Hiyo mahesabu, call me when you are ready because I'll come with mine.
Itakuwa po. In fact, there's something we've been mulling over. Tumekuwa tunataka kufanya our podcast live in front of an audience so that people can ask questions. We are actually in the final stages of doing that. You will be an interesting guest kukuja kwa live.
I will be willing to come.
Asante.
Tumefanya hiyo na Jagero here and there. It's a good experience.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much.
Karibu.